Well, stage 18 of the Tour de France up to the mighty mountain of the Col de Galibier. Very interesting tactics by Leopard Trek. Certainly pulled it off with Andy Schleck taking out the overall stage victory today, and brother Frank coming in for second. Fantastic team effort by those two guys. Of course, Cadel Evans losing a little bit of time to Andy, making up a lot of time on Cadel, but he actually gained time on the yellow jersey of Thomas Voeckler. Where do we think Cadel's sitting after today's stage, and how are you guys feeling about his performance today?
Well, our team did what we had to do. I mean, we did as much as we could do to protect Cadel. In the end, we didn't have a lot of help from any other riders, as you saw. I mean, Cadel really rode this last climb on his own, took the initiative and closed the gap. It could have been a lot worse if he had not taken that initiative. So, all in all, it wasn't a great day. But on the other hand, this race is still not over. We're still in contention, and tomorrow's another day. It's going to be hard tomorrow, and we're going to be as competitive tomorrow as we've been in every day thus far in the race.
Well, I guess the fact that Cadel did have to ride so much on the front, I guess he was obligated to because he was the highest of the overall contenders behind Thomas Voeckler. But do you think it, he didn't finish that far behind in the end when Frank Schleck did do the counter-attack, so he still did really show that he had good form regardless of how much work he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, the time gap was, he closed the time gap by 2.5 minutes from what it had been when he started his move to limit the damage. But when you see if you're thinking about the effort that Cadel made versus the effort of anybody else, I mean, obviously Andy Schleck spent a lot of energy today too. Contador was dropped, Sanchez was dropped. I mean, you don't get dropped if you're not using everything you got. So, I think that all in all, everybody on that race today used everything that they had in the tank. And maybe the only guy that didn't have to really do as much as anybody else was Frank Schleck, but that's just how it goes. Otherwise, I think everybody else spent more or less the same.
Well, now, what are you expecting from the next stage, finishing up Alpe d'Huez? But it's such a short stage as well that you can see it's going to be fireworks tomorrow on such a short stage with two massive mountains, with the backside now of the Col de Galibier and, of course, the finish up to Alpe d'Huez.
We don't make any predictions. We just take one day at a time. Tomorrow's another day.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim Ochowicz.
Okay.
Well, it is the stage to Alpe d'Huez coming up next, but Cadel Evans, after doing all that work up the Col de Galibier to try and close that gap down to Andy Schleck, he's still looking very, very good. And if he can stay where he is right now, still looking very good for the time trial in 2 days to come.